All right, and we are into the picks screen. Everybody, how are you doing today? Hope you're having a great morning, afternoon, evening, or whatever's appropriate depending on where you live. We are going to be starting things off with NaVi playing the Radiant, Ehome on the Dire. This is a best of three. With me is GGNet Gods. I'm Jerome Minara. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us on Facebook. Let's talk a little bit about this game. How are you doing today, Gods?
I'm doing great, really great. This is Ehome versus NaVi, as you said. I feel like that alone just says something. Ehome versus NaVi, and when you add on to that the fact it's the ESWC World Cup. Well, I mean, which calls itself the World Cup of Dota. Well, I mean Dota 2 at the moment, and this is the Grandfinals. So absolutely fantastic to be here casting it for Ghosted Gamers.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy to be here too. This is definitely a match I've been looking forward to. Had the opportunity to cast some of the Group 1 stages. Got to see Ehome actually sort of wrangle their way through their group stage. And I believe they finished 3-1, if I'm not mistaken. But let's talk about this game. We see a ban of Lich, ban of Chen. Chen, obviously a very targeted ban. It's a strategy we've seen adopted against NaVi pretty consistently. Puppy known for his enjoyment of that particular hero.
Yep, absolutely.
In terms of Lich and Anti-Mage, this seem pretty standard to me.
Yeah, targeting a lot of what Ehome love to use that Lich plus hard carry kind of strat. Lich obviously one of the best support heroes in Dota 2 at the moment, and the Anti-Mage is one of the best carries, so no surprise seeing it banned. And the Prophet as well as the Chen, two bans, two top picks that NaVi love to use. They first pick Prophet in a few of their recent games, and Chen obviously Puppy's trademark hero, so to speak, in some ways. And we will get right into the picking stage here, seeing a Spectre first picked for NaVi. So we may be in for a bit of a farm game from them. What do you think of that?
I'm a little surprised to see Spectre picked up. I think it's probably one of the better carries left after Anti-Mage and, well, Prophet's not quite a carry, but good choice there. I think if they can go into the longer game and, get that farm up, I think we've seen them do very, very well in some of those longer games. We saw them with a really, really good composition around a single carry in their semifinal match. But I'd rather talk about those Ehome picks, both that Clockwork and those Tidehunter, two very, very good strength heroes.
Yeah.
To put it mildly.
Hard to take down heroes and great initiation and team fight. If Clockwork can initiate a team fight, he can just initiate. He can basically initiate into Navi's team in a fight which may not go their way. But the fact is, Tidehunter is going to be there to back him up. He'll be coming in with a Ravage. So if they can get that hook shot and then Tide backing up with Clockwork, almost any team fight will go Ehome's way in the early to mid game until that Spectre farmed up a Radiance and Navi get some actual backup for their team, and maybe that mech can pipe up so that they can keep their heroes alive. So some very, very interesting picks coming out from Ehome, and not the kind of picks you've been seeing much of this tournament. I mean, you're seeing more sort of the Spectres, the Night Stalkers. Night Stalker not even being picked up yet by either team.
Definitely, and that's a little bit surprising. We actually see Navi often to pick up Windrunner. Windrunner, another very, very good support slash solo hero, and a Tinker for Ehome. What are your thoughts on that?
Tinker, I'm loving it, man. It's one of, I believe you'll be seeing X playing the Tinker. It's one of his trademark heroes. I wasn't saying that. I hope he is, in fact, going to be playing it. And Ehome love to use that Tinker, Storm Spirit as their solo mids. Those kind of really aggressive, ganking mid-game heroes. Basically, the intelligence carry heroes. And that is going to be fun. I don't think I've seen a Tinker all tournament long. And here it is in the finals. Ehome are pulling out some kind of interesting strat here. They've got basically the Clockwork hook, the Time Ravage to back it up, and Tinker can TP anywhere on the map, which basically means he can be backing up that team fight and gank as well. And that could give Spectre a very hard time farming up. And really loving what Ehome have done with this draft. I mean, whether or not it'll work, whether or not they'll be able to execute it, it's too soon to tell. I mean, I'm talking while talking up their draft, I am sort of somewhat reluctant to say I think they have the better draft. I don't, as a fact. Both teams have just different styles of draft. It's just something different that we haven't seen, and really interested to see how it will work out for this Ehome team.
Definitely. And, one thing I was looking at before we saw the Tinker pick is I was actually kind of expecting something like a Weaver there. Because as we've talked about, Ehome enjoys those farming games, enjoys those long games, and since they didn't have a chance to pick up that Weaver, we actually see NaVi going into bans on those two remaining like strong carries of Weaver and Drow Ranger. And Ehome responding with dropping Night Stalker and Enigma, trying to deny those two very, very strong heroes to NaVi because they probably heard about Enigma being very, very strong or the strong performance from their Enigma in that previous game in those semifinals. What about Witch Doctor and Vengeful Spirit? How do you think those are going to fit in? How do you like those?
I mean, NaVi obviously lacking in the sort of support department, depending on whether they want AA as solo, but the fact they picked up this Vengeful Spirit, I think we're going to be seeing AA soloing the mid lane, Windrunner solo top, Vengeful Spirit and Spectre at bottom, and maybe a jungle hero picked up last if they do want to go for that Enchantress. But right now, Enchantress is the only jungle hero left, so I don't think NaVi do like to run Enchantress in general, so maybe not seeing that. Maybe you're going to see them go for something a bit different, whether that's an Earthshaker, maybe a Darkseer. They have used Darkseer in the past, but they have got a fairly squishy lineup, and up against something like a Witch Doctor, Tide, Clockwork, and Tinker, their heroes are going to really have to get those their items up quickly if they are going to want to survive this aggressive Ehome lineup. And it's a Pudge last pick. I can't believe it. I hope you have seen that Pudge.
You're
Otherwise,
ahead of me? Oh my god.
I'm ahead of you, man. Spoiler alert. Pudge gets picked.
Last pick. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a Pudge in the finals of ESWC. Bang. This is going to be an absolutely bananas game. I don't know if they're just trolling because it's the first in a best of three, but this is unbelievable. How many times have you seen Pudge in a competitive game like this?
It's the only time I've seen it is NaVi used it in the finals against Ehome. In the first game, they used Pudge. I believe they actually lost that game, but needless to say, they did use Pudge in the past, and we'll be seeing, I believe, Dendi on that Pudge, I want to say. And Ehome, obviously, not with any carry who will be looking to pick up something like a Morphling, or possibly, what other carries are left?
Yeah, there's the Morphling pick.
Oh, there we go. Yep, Morphling being picked up.
Are you ahead of me, or are you just using your psychic powers to cheat?
Not using psychic powers. I'm at 40. Well, actually, no, it's actually counting down a different time now because the picks are all over now. We'll see. Let me know what time you're at once we get into the game.
Okay. But, yeah, like, I just want to say this is going to be an exciting first game. Like, looking at these lineups, I don't know. Like, I'm a little worried for NaVi. I think if we can see a really ridiculous performance on the part of Pudge, but I worry because they're so soft against a team that has a lot of very strong damage initially. Tinker, Witch Doctor to a degree with Maledict. Gush hits pretty hard. Rocket hits hard. There's a lot of nuking capability there, and I think it could be a little bit rough for NaVi in the beginning of the game. We do see a pause being requested. I'm at 103. Well, I guess they're paused, so that doesn't really count.
Where am I? Oh, well, there you go. Everyone's at 103.
I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah. That doesn't seem quite right.
So, it looks like Dendi is playing Pudge, Light is playing Windrunner, Puppy playing AA.
We'll be seeing AA on support role, I imagine. Pudge going to be at mid, so not the AA at mid since they did last pick the Pudge. Vengeful Spirit and AA playing support at that bottom lane, just probably trying to make sure that Spectre does get nice and farmed. And as for Ehome, some reconnects coming in. What's going on there? But nothing too unusual coming out from NaVi, apart from the Pudge pick. But their actual lanes and how they structure this draft is going to be pretty much how they normally play. How you normally play a lineup like this. They'll just be looking to support that Spectre, getting that Spectre up the Radiance as fast as possible, and meanwhile looking to not let this Tinker as well as the Morphling get too farmed and just have too much control over the game.
Let's take a moment and look at that. Look at that Pudge selection from not just it's Pudge, but how do you think that sort of meshes into the other heroes that we see here? Because obviously nobody was expecting it. What would you expect? What role does that fifth slot need to play based on the other four heroes over on the Radiant side?
It's basically going to have to be used as a bit of a counter ganker. Also look to just get them an early game advantage, because if they get an early game advantage with some Pudge getting a few kills, it basically creates a lot more room for Spectre to farm, because they will the attention will be elsewhere for Ehome. The only problem I see at the moment with this NaVi draft is they don't have any heroes really capable of pushing too well. They haven't got many heroes that can damage down towers. They haven't even got much AoE to take out creep waves apart from that Windrunner power shot. So Windrunner is the only kind of hero that has some pushing capabilities. Vengeful Spirit with the Aura and the Howl has some, but is fairly limited. So NaVi, even if they get ahead, they won't be able to take down towers very easily. So that's going to sort of limit their ability to actually increase their lead if they do get an early game advantage with Pudge kills. And that's kind of the downside of picking that Spectre up, picking up heroes like Ancient Apparition as well as Pudge. If they got something like a solo mid Pugner instead, or a Rasta solo mid, Shadow Shaman solo mid, basically if they got an early game advantage, they could use push towers. But with the Pudge, you just can't push towers. All you can do is gank, and counter gank as well, which will be another big thing. As for Ehome, if they get ahead, I mean, they haven't got much pushing power as well, but the Morphling can do a fair bit of damage. Not to mention they've got a lot better abilities for actually taking out creep waves with the Morphling Wave, the Witch Doctor Cask, and the Clockwork Rockets. So they have got the better sort of pushing lineup. So if Ehome get ahead, they will just be looking to get further and further ahead, looking to not let that Spectre get up any sort of radiance in a good amount of time, and that could be how they'll be looking to play this game. So NaVi, they really need to have a great early game if they are going to want to stand a chance of winning this game.
Makes sense to me. In terms of, I mean, looking at the lineups here, between things, I think, NaVi's in a very, I think, precarious position where if they can't, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think if the Dire are able to shut down Spectre very, very effectively, and if Dendy's playing Pudge is really not able to get that momentum going for them, I think they're really going to struggle into the game because, it's really sort of swivels around that Spectre pick. Am I correct?
It does to some extent, but I'd say the Pudge early game is just as important because even if Spectre gets shut down a bit early on, Spectre can always catch up later because all Spectre needs to do is get farm, whereas Pudge needs to be getting kills and experience early on. And it does look like, however, it's going to be Spectre free farming at bottom and Morphling at top. So we're going to see the two sort of tri-lanes not against each other, I think. With the Ehome all at top, all 5 heroes actually, no idea what they're going to be doing with their lanes. Actually, no, there we go. Tinker is near bottom. Oh, sorry, is that Tinker? It's Clockwork, man. These Dota 2 heroes. These Dota 2 heroes are confusing me. Tinker, Clockwork, they both look similar. They're both sort of goblins, but yeah, that's Clockwork. So Clockwork will be at bottom, and Tinker at mid, and then the Dire tri-lane will be at top. So tri-lane top for the Dire, tri-lane bottom for Radiant, which you'll basically see Spectre getting farmed up as well as the Morphling getting farmed up. So both carries will be getting very farmed very quickly, and we'll be looking. It'll be more important will be the mid game, who pushes more towers and who gets the better ganks going and the better team fights. Which are with Ehome, with the Tide and the Clockwork, it may be them, but Clockwork's going to have a tough time getting any kind of farm at bottom lane because of the tri-lane being there. So if he gets kept down, it could be tough for Ehome to take the mid game with an under-level Clockwork.
Absolutely, and the fact that he would be under-level there is they're going to be denying them that really, really strong initiation factor. And if he's in a position where he doesn't have the farm or the levels that he needs, he's taken out of the game because an under-leveled initiator just isn't going to do you that much good. We do see Witch Doctor Illusion getting picked off a little bit there by Puppy, and Tinker versus Pudge. It's a pretty good lineup in the middle. I hope we see some really exciting stuff going on there. Yeah,
I mean, Tinker obviously has the last hit advantage and the harass advantage, but if all it takes is Pudge to hit one hook, and then Tinker is in a lot of trouble. Unless Pudge is at low enough HP that Tinker can actually fight the Pudge and get some kills. It looks like AA is actually going to be mid, babysitting the Pudge, which this is what I actually like what NaVi are doing. They're recognizing that bottom lane is a solo Clockwork. They don't need 3 heroes to beat 1 hero. They can win bottom lane with just the dual lane with the Vengeful Spirit and Spectre. So we're going to see Vengeful Spirit. If you're looking at that mini-map, he's just constantly harassing this Clockwork at bottom and not letting him get anywhere near the creeps.
Yeah, very, very aggressive. I'm watching him down there on that mini-map. We can see him down here. He is the orange versus the green X, and really pushing forward very, very fiercely. We've seen a couple tangos coming out of that Clockwork. Clockwork's still at half health, taking a lot of damage. Over here in the middle, though, it looks like Dendy dropping to about 25%, 30% health. He's going to pop that healing salve after backing off a little bit out of attack range. And, the more I think about it, the more I think you're right. I like that AA, that 2 mid style, because it allows them, VS is just able to handle that bottom lane fine and give Spectre all the farm she needs. Haste on that Witch Doctor, this could be a little bit problematic if he can get off a good paralyzing cast, which it doesn't look like it's going to happen. In terms of... Go ahead.
No, I'm just it's interesting to see Witch Doctor heading mid for a quick little gank, but now Winra actually at top in a bit of trouble, so...
Yeah, I see that Tidehunter moving in behind, dropping the ping. There's the gush. There's the attacks coming out of that Morphling waveform forward. Maybe a early first blood here. Here comes the Witch Doctor to make sure that she goes down. There's the paralyzed Morphling getting that first blood, despite the Witch Doctor paralyzing cast. Perfectly timed there, and actually a kill down at the bottom for NaVi. So 1-1 right now. Unfortunately, the kill went on Vengeful Spirit instead of Clockwork and... Or sorry,
not to mention
Spectre.
Getting first blood, which is the added. You get the extra. Was it 250 gold or something?
Yeah, so quite a bit of money there for Morphling, and no kill gold for Spectre at all. So definitely, Ehome coming out ahead right there. But we're only 3 minutes into the game, so it's still very early. I do like this though. Look at that. That combination of Ice Vortex plus Cold Feet is going to do so much damage to that. To that Tinker. I don't think Pudge is going to be able to get away here from that Paralyzing Cask and Gush. He's popping the charges on his bottle as much as he can. He will get away, actually. Great play there by NaVi. Great rescue by AA.
Yeah, NaVi getting a much needed kill on the Tinker. If they can keep Tinker down, it's going to really mess with Ehome's mid-game strat, because they need that Tinker to get out those boots to travel up as fast as possible if they are going to want to have a very powerful, aggressive mid-game.
Definitely. And, that combination there is really great because obviously Ice Vortex is going to increase. Big bouncing cast there on that Windrunner. Windrunner maybe going down. Missing your power shot is not going to be able to take out that Morphling and will go down to another kill for Morphling. He is at 2-0. He's currently level 5 already.
This Morphling is playing some very, very risky, but it's paying off. I mean, you saw he waved in with like 80 HP, but immediately started to morphing strength as soon as he waved in, and that was some great play from him.
Right, and what definitely helped, Windrunner would have taken him out if he had aimed, or if he had hit that power shot, but of course it's got that small cast time, it's got that channel, and we're actually going to see a tower dive here with Spectre and Vengeful Spirit, and another kill on that bottom lane. Both teams playing very, very aggressive styles. I think we're going to see a very high-scoring game here as the game goes on.
Spectre going for first item phase boot, so not even going for that Ring of Health or Vanguard. Basically knows that bottom lane is going to be so safe. He's not going to need the regen from Ring of Health, at least not yet. So he's got first item phase boots, and that will mean Clockwork going to be under a lot of pressure at bottom. Right,
and that really shows you, that selection shows you how confident Spectre is feeling about the state of the game. We've seen 2 kills on Clockwork. We've seen that Vengeful Spirit basically just keeping Clockwork away from experience. And, when you're able to get into that position to buy those items, Pudge taking a lot of damage there. Finishing my thought, though, when you're able to get in a position where your carry can go for damage items right off and farm better, you want to be able to take advantage of that. So really strong position for both teams right now. They're doing very, very well. Things are close all around.
Yeah, I mean, both. I'd love to see how Morphling and Spectre compare in CS. I imagine they're very equal. Morphling with the 2 kills, both kills at bottom going to the Vengeful Spirit, but still, I think Morphling probably slightly ahead because of the first blood as well as the 2 kills going to his name. But at mid lane, Pudge with the kill on Tinker means NaVi are looking pretty good here.
Maybe, just a little bit of harass going on that Windrunner. And, that mid lane, I think, is Tinker's got to be very, very careful because there's the hook. Ice Vortex is going to make him take so much damage from that rot. Yeah, Tinker gets off a kill on Ancient Apparition with that Laser Blast, but, it's not going to be... Pudge is getting a little bit fearsome in there. He's got 2 kills now. He's got level 7. He's definitely getting some farm going.
I feel bad because I'm about
my gosh,
10
and another
seconds ahead of you.
Critical hook on that Tidehunter. Pudge with a double kill and a killing spree. Dendy's
I
going
see all
a
this
little bit
stuff
crazy
coming.
here.
I'm just like, wow, Dendy, that's crazy. But I can't say anything because I don't want to spoil it. So
Oh,
I don't know if
do I need to do a
you can't
refresh
really
then
even
to catch up?
Well, I
Or,
don't want to
like,
interrupt your stream.
what's
I'm
your
trying
timer at?
I've just paused it and press play again, but I'll see what it is
That's
now.
what I
I've
was
just
going to
kind
say,
of
if
tried.
we can sync back up. But Dendy doing
I don't know
absolutely
if pause
ridiculous
actually
work there.
works.
He actually just got a Witch Doctor kill that we missed.
Yeah.
But that's
4 kills.
a fourth kill for him, I think. He's at 4, yeah.
Yeah, I'm at 7:12 now, 7:13.
Okay, I'm at 7. You need to pause for like 4 seconds. I'm at 7:10.
Okay, well, it was a bigger difference before. It was like 15 seconds.
Okay, well, that's close enough. So anyway, let's go back to talking about this game because this is an awesome game. And this is what I want. This is how Grand Finals should be. We see some offensive warding there, helping with those hooks. So great choice by Tidehunter getting in there. Let's take a look at the overall farm, though. We do see Spectre at about 49 versus Morphling about 38. When you factor in the kills, it's pretty close. At a guess, Windrunner maybe going to go down here. No, able to Windrun away. What are you thinking right now? How are you liking? Which team are you leaning towards?
Oh, absolutely NaVi, man. This Spectre has not been touched. The Pudge is off to a great start, and because of that Pudge, they'll be looking at having a great mid game here.
Absolutely, and we can see Pudge is missing from that mid lane. Where is Pudge? Oh, he's up at the top lane. He is teleported in. There's a hook. My God, that hook on the Witch Doctor. Oh, love it.
Yeah,
Instant kill
that
on the
ward
Witch
there.
Doctor.
They have a ward in the jungle which spotted him there, and great play.
A very, very great warding. We can see wards at the top of the ramp, the bottom of the covering the bottom rune, and covering that jungle, which is just going to allow Dendy to wander around, pick people off. He's actually going to kill Tidehunter again, no problem. There's the snare. Will he need to hook again? 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. There's nowhere to run. He doesn't even need to hook. He's just going to use an Urn Charge to finish him off. Unstoppable for Dendy. He may go down here. He is using a Dismember on Tinker. Tinker is able to finish him off with the help of Morphling, Witch Doctor, and Ancient Apparition will go down too. A little bit of a misstep there. Maybe Pudge getting a little too eager, I feel like.
He immediately buys back, though. That just says, hey, I want to keep being aggressive, keep getting kills, not give Ehome any opportunities to get farmed, and not letting them to buy time to get their items up, as he's immediately buying the game. Maybe not the best decision, but it's at this early in 9 minutes in, that buyback probably only costed about 300, maybe 400 gold.
Right, and we can see he's at 6-1. I mean, he's in a position where between creep kills and killing enemies, he's probably got the money to be able to buy back and without losing too much overall. And this is the Dendy we love to see.
Yeah. I've just had a little look at the scoreboard that Toad popped up. We see 61 CS on Spectre and 45 only on Morphling.
That's
so Spectre
huge.
Ahead. Morphling does have 3 kills and no deaths, but Spectre, I think, had at least 1.
Spectre's got 2 kills and 2 assists, so they're pretty close. Tinker getting taken down again. And I'm loving that AA Pudge combination because Ice Vortex obviously reduces magic damage. And guess what Pudge does lots of? Like
magic damage. There you go.
The types of damage Pudge does are either true, physical, or magic. The answer is, of course, C, and there's a haste. He's going to use that immediately and probably look to pick up another kill here with, maybe getting into a hook on that Witch Doctor. Getting scouted by the ultimate. Are we going to see a Witch Doctor get killed? Yes, we are. I bet you anything. Look at that damage. Up in the top. He is going down so fast. He is dead.
And meanwhile, another kill at bottom lane as well, as this Clockwork is... I don't mean to be harsh, but he's losing the game from Ehome by the number of deaths he has at this bottom lane. I mean, you shouldn't be dying unless there's something completely out of the ordinary coming to your lane. All it was a VS Spectre lane. Sure, it's a hard lane, but you just shouldn't be dying to that lane. And he's got maybe 4, maybe 5 deaths to his name. And that is not what Ehome were wanting from their Clockwork at bottom.
Definitely not. And they just need to be... I want to point out, I only see 1 ward for Ehome on the match right now. So, this is sort of not related to Clockwork, actually, but just in general, if we're looking at what Ehome is doing, they don't have vision of the map. There might be a ward at that bottom rune, it's hard to tell, but they've only got maybe 1, maybe 2 wards. They don't have vision, they're getting completely destroyed by Pudge, and Clockwork's feeding. Like, they need to tighten up their gameplay. It feels like they need to be taking less risks, and most importantly, getting some vision so that they're making sure that Pudge is not able to get around and just annihilate people.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Right now, Navi just have complete map control. This is just coming into a game fest. I'm loving it. Here we go. And wow, the Spectre coming in just with those phase boots can just chase down, chase, keep getting those kills. And Tinker going down once again. This
There
Tinker
are going to be
have
no
some
deaths
very
here. Sorry to chime in here. I know you're talking, but there are no deaths. They just got 2 kills. Tidehunter went down. Tinker went down. Witch Doctor went down. 3 kills, 0 deaths. Amazing play here by Navi, just absolutely walking over Ehome right now. Is there any other way to put it? Is that a fair assessment?
Oh, completely. I mean, look at this. Clockwork is level 4. I've been wondering
God.
What level is Clockwork? What's happening with this Clockwork? He's level 4, has boots and nothing else. Spectre, like level 10 or something, I imagine, and has phase boots, Vanguard, and about 1k gold. We're going to see a relic up probably in around the sort of 18-minute mark, I want to say. Maybe a bit later than that, around the 20-minute mark. But however you look at it, that is just going to be absolutely crushing for Navi, and I don't see them being able to come back.
Yeah, look at the other levels. Witch Doctor 5, Tidehunter 5, whereas, of course, the Tri-Laners 4, well, they weren't even Tri-Lane, but the supporters for Navi are, of course, 7, 8, etc. I think Pudge is level 12 now. Just they've really got to, it feels like they've got to find something very, very quick to do, and I don't know, like, what they're going to be able to do.
Yeah, they're going to have to, I mean, they need to just back each other up well, but they can't, I mean, Clockwork doesn't have the level 6 yet. He can't really back up anyone. He just has to get to that level 6. Tidehunter, I'm not sure if Tidehunter's level 6 yet. Maybe he is just about level 6.
I don't think so. He doesn't have Ravage.
Oh, he's level 5. Yeah, that's right. The little, looking at this,
top.
Only the Morphling has ultimate. Obviously, Tinker has hit level 6, but just hasn't leveled the ultimate yet because you don't need that ultimate until you have the boots to travel. So you're just leveling up the rocket as well as the laser. But Tidehunter and Clockwork both not level 6 yet, and that is absolutely huge. And that's Navi just so far ahead this game with their 12 kill advantage as well.
We're probably going to see a death here, mid. No. That rocket actually spotting and backing off. So, you can see exactly what the game looks like right now. And this is so telling is there's no farming going on mid. Is all 3 members of their team are actually cowering back here at the tier 2 tower. And they have no way to get out because that Pudge is so mobile out there. He's so controlling. Ehome really struggling to find an answer. Down goes Tinker. No question about it. He's just going to get annihilated. We may see a cask out of, there's a cask out of Witch Doctor, but where's his follow-up? It's not enough of a stun. There's nothing to bounce it off of. Will we see another kill here? I think we might see another one on Morphling. Morphling able to back off, and Pudge forced to retreat into the forest while they do manage to get Vengeful Spirit. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think they're even going to get Vengeful Spirit.
No, they're not. They're not going to get there. And this Pudge is just hitting the most insane hooks this game. Not going to hit that one, though, on the Tidehunter, but still, it's just absolutely insane stuff coming from Dendy on that Pudge.
Yeah, I don't know if, hopefully some of our viewers do watch, live streams and stuff, but Dendy, whenever he plays Pudge, this is this type of style he plays. He is so familiar with the hero, he's so familiar with the dynamics of the hook, that he's able to just be everywhere he needs to be, doing lots and lots of evil damage. And, I don't know what his score is right now, but I think it's like 10-1. He's really just stomping Ehome and carrying his entire team. I mean, obviously Spectre is farming right now. Okay, Pudge is 13. But right now Pudge is just completely in control of the game.
I know. It's great to see these unusual picks, the Pudge pick actually working for Navi. I mean, obviously the rest of their lineup's very standard, and it's probably Ehome who have the more unusual lineup with that Tinker pick, and going for that Clockwork and Tide combo, but still, the Pudge is something you just haven't seen all tournament and probably didn't expect to see from any team apart from NaVi. I mean, if it was going to come from anyone, it was going to come from NaVi. And great to see it here in the finals and actually dominating a game.
Absolutely. And, just to give you guys some updates, we did see Clockwork is still level 4, did get killed bottom lane. Clockwork is very, very far behind, has absolutely nothing going on for him. Pudge getting another kill on that Tinker. And I've actually just been informed, guys, just for the update on the semifinals, 4GL did manage to beat Monkey in a very decisive game. They got 3rd place. So.
Yep. So, congrats to them.
Congrats to 4GL. Here's another kill for Pudge, Witch Doctor going down. He should be able to escape since that low level. I actually wouldn't be surprised if he turned around and killed Clockwork. I think he could probably do that without too much risk since, he's going to do that. Here comes that Spectre ultimate coming in to help out. I think this is going to be a triple kill.
Triple kill for Dendy.
Yeah, no problem.
It looks like it.
And then a 4th kill.
Spectre gets 1.
Spectre gets 1. I think we're going to see, Cold Feet. Where's the Ice Vortex? He's definitely dead.
Oh, Dendy. The Spectre gets out of the way.
So good. Oh, I love it. Look at that. Spectre just knows. Maybe he said something, but Spectre just moves perfectly to the side. Dendy with another hook. He's currently level 15. He's got 2.1k in the bank. Spectre's going to go get her relic right now. Do you see any way for Ehome to win this game right now?
No.
Yeah, I know. That's probably not a question I should be asking because it's such a yes or no answer. Like as a caster, you don't want to say no, but no.
There's nothing. Every time this Tinker comes out and ganked, there's Dendy beyond godlike. I think he's 16 or 17-1. I want to say he's getting around. He's near 20 kills. I think.
No problem. And then he's going to kill Tidehunter. Oh no, Spectre got that one for an unstoppable. Dendy just completely out of control. Like this is okay. There's one. Guys, if you ever want to play Pudge, study this. Study the angles he uses, and I'm in all seriousness. Watch how he plays. Watch what he does to position himself.
This Spectre has 5.2k gold. That's enough for a Radiance right now. That is a stomp.
I think we need to see Pudge pick up a Dagon. Shoutouts to Charms for pointing that out. Dendy just needs Dagon 5.
I think, Charms knows what's going on here. Dagon 5 on Pudge and the game's over.
Yeah, well, Dendy has been secretly training with Charms. That's just how it is.
They spent the last week or so in a hyperbolic chamber just training Pudge. Doing 1v1 Pudge, AP only mid, SH.
Morphling dead? How much health does Dendy have? He's got 2 and 2300? Something. You can tell with the little hash marks. Dendy just... we won't see a forfeit here until they push in, but it would probably be okay for them to forfeit once they lose their first set of racks. I wouldn't object there. That way they at least have a reason to forfeit, but he's at 2.6k at 20 minutes. Health-wise, excuse me.
I know, he's getting all that added HP from the flesh strength.
Yeah. That's... So they do manage to get Clockwork actually getting a kill on Spectre, but Spectre buys back, Clockwork gets hooked and killed. And now actually Spectre's going to ultimate in and just go to town with that Radiance. Oh god, this is going to be brutal.
Dendy hooks the Tidehunter as well. I'd love to see hook accuracy in this. I don't think they have hook accuracy implemented yet. It's something you have in Dota 1. But he's missed a few hooks, but he's hit so many.
Yeah.
He's probably hit about 20 hooks and missed maybe 5 or 6.
Yeah, his accuracy is very, very high. They're actually going to get the last tier 2 tower That's all three Tier 2 towers pushed at less than 22 minutes. Gold disparity is over like 20k, it looked like.
It's...
Yeah.
Dendy has 3k HP, and it's only 21 minutes. He has 3k HP.
He's just gotten a pipe. He just bought a pipe. Just to have.
If you look at these Scourge heroes, they couldn't even get it down to half HP. If they 5-man gank Dendy, I don't think they could kill him. That's how just tanky he is at this point.
Yeah. They should honestly give the Aegis to... I know Dendy's not the carry. Well, he is the carry, actually, but... Not technically. I was going to say, they should definitely give the Aegis to Dendy just to...
Oh, I think he's unkillable. I don't think he even needs an Aegis. He's so unkillable.
Oh, yeah, he is. Never mind. Huh. Wow, this
Clockwork buying out. This is over. Taking a bit to teleport.
I haven't seen. I mean, this is like you took a bunch of random matchmaking players and threw them up against.
Yeah, no. If I was I was just about to say this is where Ehome should just call good game. They should not play this out any further. It's just going to constantly boost NaVi's egos and confidence going into the next game. So this is the moment where you just want to call GG.
Yeah, and in fact, we do see that going down at the 22-minute mark. Absolutely insane game for NaVi. Like, there are no other words. He went 21-8 for Dendy. Wow. Like, I don't even know, dude.
Yeah, that was some insane stuff there. And an epic first game by NaVi. So, great to be a part of it and watching it here at Ghosty Games. So, some huge stuff there.
All right, guys, that will leave NaVi at 1, Ehome at 0. This is a best of 3. We do have possibly 2 more matches. Depends on what we see from Ehome. Obviously, a very, very, very strong showing by NaVi there. Going to throw some ads at you guys. We will be back in